On the 18th of September 2021, there will be a Power Rangers pay-per-view. I'm not kidding. It's actually going to be the last original Red Ranger Michael Askey versus the Blue Turbo Ranger Blake Foster, and they are going to be fighting out to become the toughest Ranger. So, in preparation of that, I thought I would do the Power Rangers film that came out a few years ago. So, I'm Berryman, and this is 10 Things Wrong with Power Rangers. After 10,000 years, Rita Repulsa is finally free from her dumpster and plans to conquer Earth. And in retaliation, Zordon recruits 5 teenagers with attitude. Hold on. That was what the film's supposed to be about. Shall we start again and tell you what the film's really about? Let's start this again. Power Rangers is a 2017 American superhero film based on the franchise of the same name. It's the third installment of the Power Rangers film series and a reboot of that loosely, and I mean loosely, adapts the show's pilot episode. When Billy Cranston actually finds some power coins and his friends will take them, at the same time that Rita Repulsa returns from the dead, so these teenagers must train to defeat her. When the film was released, it was met with mixed reviews upon release. It got praised for its visual effects, cinematography, musical score and some performances, but it was criticised for its uneven tone, product placement and divergences from the source material, lack of action and lack of ambition really. There was so much that the critics found wrong. But what have I, the nitpicking YouTuber, found? Well, here are 10 things wrong with Power Rangers 2017. Number 10, target audience. When a film's being made, they have an idea or a plan who they want to watch their film. Is it a kids' film? Is it a family film? Is it an adults-only film? Who is this film actually marketed for? Who's it aimed for? Is it people like me in their 40s who were huge fans of Power Rangers back in the 90s? Seriously, Power Rangers were all the rage. There was a big gang at my school running around saying they were Power Rangers. I can't see them now running around pretending to be Power Rangers. It was too soft for us lot. It could have been more nitty-gritty. Now, there is a sort of sequel, fan-made sequel on YouTube called Power Rangers. It's really good, that was awesome, and it had some good fight sequences. This didn't appeal to me. Is it going to appeal to my family? Well, my partner was the only one actually invested in this film. I was not, and her daughter really did not want to watch the film, so much so she cleared off. Is it for a new generation? Well, no. Their version of Power Rangers is not what we knew back when it started. I think at time of filming, Dino Fury, is that the current incarnation? There could have been a film version of that. But no, I didn't understand. Who is this film made for? I don't get it. It's not for me, it's not for kids. Who's it for? Number 9, role models. Say what you want about the original Power Rangers, even though it was cheesy and OTT cheesy, they were role models. They were good for their community. They were a bunch of friends that helped everybody else. They were all goody two-shoes that could fight, do gymnastics, be a computer expert, make teleportation devices. This lot were not. You've got Jason, who ruined his football career by a prank and stealing and crashing cars. You had Billy making bombs out of his locker and going blowing up quarries. You had Zach. Actually, Zach was skipping school to look after his grandmother. I will sort of leave Zach out of this. You had Trini, who was just a typical teenager who stays away from her family. And then you have Kimberly, who released nude pictures to her school of someone else, which is a big no-no. But these aren't exactly role models. I wouldn't want my kids to think, oh, I want to grow up to them. The original Power Rangers were all role models. They were something to aspire to. You wanted to be them. I wouldn't want to be these new Power Rangers. Number 8, Zordon. Now, we all loved the original Zordon. He was that uncle that was there for you. He was that grandfather figure. He was there to support and guide, and he was nice about it, and you respected him. This Zordon was a jerk. Sorry, he was just stroppy jerk. Now, I love the fact they got Bryan Cranston to play Zordon. In fact, yeah, I was all for that. But we got the wrong Bryan Cranston. We got the Walter White from Breaking Bad Bryan Cranston, and I think that the Hal from Malcolm in the Middle Bryan Cranston would have been a better fit. He would have nurtured these kids. He wouldn't have been stroppy. You're not doing it! Go to your room! Or go to the pit in this case. Zordon was not Zordon. In the end, at the end of Power Rangers in Space, Zordon sacrificed himself. This guy wouldn't. Although he did, sort of, but no, I didn't like this version of Zordon. Which is a shame, because I love Bryan Cranston. Number 7, Rita Repulsa. Bizarrely enough, when it was announced that Elizabeth Banks was going to play Rita Repulsa, lots of people were not happy, saying she's too beautiful. However, looking at it, Elizabeth, she was perfect for this because she's got that comic timing that Rita Repulsa had. She's been in Scrubs, took the mick out of herself. She's brilliant comedic and can be serious. She was brilliant, would have been perfect, except that they didn't really let her do her comedic side of things, something she is good at. In fact, this Rita was too serious and it didn't work. Oh, I have a headache. She didn't do it. Oh, I have a headache. No, it's not Rita. Rita was bumbling evil, not pure evil, full stop evil. And yeah, did these guys actually go back and watch the original Power Rangers? Because this isn't what we wanted. Hell, we didn't even want this film, but that's a different story. Number 6, Stereotypical Bad Guy. Now this happens a lot in films where the bad guys captured the good guys, tells them the plan, the good guys escape. This film took that to a whole new stupid level. What do I mean? Rita Repulsa has captured all 5 of the Power Rangers. They're not actually Power Rangers yet. We will get onto that later. But they're all tied up. She tells them their plans. She even gets information out of them. Does she kill them? No. She kills one of them and then lets the other 4 go. Out of every bad guy, stupid thing, you were in the position to actually kill them. You released them. They didn't escape. You let them go. I know I said she wasn't bumbling. That's not bumbling. That's just pure idiotic stupidity. I'm actually getting really irate and angry filming this video, aren't I? Number 5, what Power Rangers? So yeah, let's get on with the Power Rangers. This film's called Power Rangers. We ultimately do want to see Power Rangers who don't actually appear to the 1:20 mark. Okay, that may not sound too bad, but including credits, this film's 2 hours long. And there's 15 minutes worth of credits. It's like you go to see a Batman film, you want to see Batman. You want to see a Wonder Woman film, you want to see Wonder Woman. I'm pretty sure I said that about the Wonder Woman 1984 film. But I want to see Power Rangers. I don't actually really want to see these kids. Oh, my life sucks. If I want to listen to a child tell me their life sucks, I would phone my children. Or I go and talk to my girlfriend's daughter. I don't want to actually watch a film where kids tell me their life sucks. Get over it. Life's crap. Number 4, Suits. When I watch a film to do these reviews, I actually do sit there with a notepad. This is the actual notepad that I use, and these are my notes for watching this film. I don't know if you can see it. I hope not, because my handwriting is atrocious. But all I've written is Suits WTF. Seriously, these suits are awful. It's like when they remade RoboCop. That suit was awful. You know what? The cheap yellow spandex, red spandex looks so much better than this Iron Man ripoff. I know in 2017 the MCU was offered everyone loving Iron Man, but that was because of Robert Downey Jr. Watching Power Rangers, you want the cheap yellow, red, green, blue, black spandex. That made it look good. And the helmets were normally cool, but half the time you see the Power Rangers, the helmets are one part to show the actor's face. No. It's just like, these suits, would you go out and buy them? I know so many people who actually have a copy or a replica of the Power Ranger suits, but the original ones. Nobody will go out and buy this new rubbishy version. Number 3, monsters. One of the coolest things about Power Rangers was the different monsters you had from week to week, or if you had Sky TV in the 90s from day to day. I didn't have Sky TV, I watched it on terrestrial, so I had to wait week to week. But each week, each episode, it was a new, wacky, wild monster, and they were great. They were stupid, they were funny, but we loved them. That's one of the reasons why we watched these shows. Where were the monsters? Well, you did have the putty monsters. They weren't putty monsters, they were rock soldiers. Hell, these look like the rejects from Star Trek V rock monsters. These were just a joke. And yes, they had holograms where they were getting their backside kicks, but when they turned into the Power Rangers, these putty monsters were like, vroom, dumb. Well, what other monsters did we have? None. Sort of. Well, Goldar was there. Goldar, the ultimate henchman, who stood by Rita Repulsa's side until Lord Zed turned up, and then he sort of jumped ship. But he was there, and best thing about Goldar, he could stand toe to toe with the Rangers when he wanted to in a one-on-one. The amount of times he was against the Red Ranger or the Green Ranger, it was brilliant. And in this film, he's a gold blob. A gold blob. Just think of it. This cool monster, hell he was cool, is been reduced to a gold blob. Where are the monsters? Number 2, Zords. What can I say about these Zords? Because the Zords, same again, they were done cheaply. It's a man in a suit with a replica model of a city. It worked, it was funny, we loved it. We could see the actor inside, but we loved it. We get Transformers rip-offs in this one. No, it just didn't work. In fact, Kimberly actually had the best Zord. She didn't really do much in her Zord in the actual TV show. You see the Zords appear, they merge and turn into Megazords, which we loved. We loved the sequence of them turning out to Megazords, and the Megazord we got, same again, just looked like he was walked in from the wrong set. He should have been in one of the Transformers films. Even though they did make a Transformers reference as well, probably didn't go down too well because this looked like a rip-off. And the best thing is controlling it. One Ranger has this arm, one Ranger has this arm. No, why weren't they all together in the head like they were supposed to? In fact, where was that cool head? And the most annoying thing about the Zords, and this is me nitpicking and being petty to a T, the whole phrase, Megazord sequence activated. Where was that? Number 1, cameos. You would think a film based on the 90s version of Power Rangers, you would get some cameos in this film. What you do? They were naff. Literally, you had Tommy and Kimberly, or the actor and actress that plays them, stand in the crowd taking photos. That was it. As much as I hate the Ghostbusters remake film, their cameos were done better, and that's what this film should have done. You could have had the actress who played Kimberly as Trini's mum. You could have actually had the actor who played Jason be Jason's dad. That would have been so cool. You could have had Billy as the teacher who gave these kids detention. There would have been so much better cameos, but you didn't really do them. You just stuck them in a crowd, and you stuck 2 of them in. Granted, I'm glad one of them was Kimberly, because let's face it, if you were a kid in the 90s, she was probably your first teenage crush. I hope my missus never watches this video. And let's face it, Tommy Oliver was always the coolest Ranger ever. Fight me. But I just wish they had something more. It could have helped this film a little bit more. Give this film a decent talking point. 5. Final thoughts. So, what do I really think about Power Rangers 2017? Yeah, you might have guessed, I'm not a big fan of this film. This film is just pure wasted opportunity. But that being said, it wasn't all bad. It did have some interesting concept. The fact that Rita was the original Green Ranger. I do like that. It was a nice, welcome twist. That worked. The fact that her and Zordon were friends. I liked that, but they wasted that one. You've dropped that hint in the story, but you could have made it more Zordon v Rita rather than Zordon hiding behind kids to fight Rita. You could have made it more personal, open it up to them. Lose all the kiddie stuff background like my life sucks. Have it more about Zordon versus Rita. It would have been a new, interesting dynamic to this film. It is possible, but it's just wasted. Now, a lot of the stuff that goes for the special effects, saying the special effects were great, they were okay. They weren't fantastic, but they weren't great. They were average at best. The other thing this film gets praised for, and I hated, was the cinematography. Was the fact that, especially when Jason's stealing the car, the camera's just zooming round and round and round and round. No, I want to see the action. I don't, but I want to see Jason having this car crash. All directors nowadays want to have something special. Why can't we want to see the action. We're not actually getting in a VR headset. The fight sequences were mediocre. They weren't great. That's the thing. This film suffered by trying too hard. That's one of the reasons that made the original TV series great, was the fact it was done on a cheap budget. Hell, a lot of the sequence they didn't film, it was stolen from Super Sentai, merged together. That was a cheesy show as well. They made it into a cheesy American TV show. It worked. We enjoyed it. We had 20 minutes of pure fun, not 2 hours of pure, I want to slip my wrist because these kids are doing my head in. There's not really that much good other than the interesting story dynamics they've added. Now, if Power Rangers weren't as successful as they were and this was a rip-off of Super Sentai, it may have been a little bit different, but the fact that it's based on something that was so strong, so powerful, and so popular, and you made it too dull, it was never, ever going to work. So what am I going to rank this film? The thing is, it's just average all the way through. There's nothing really stands out. So I'm going to give this a very average, smack down the middle score of 5 out of 10 berries. That's what I think. Now, as I said, I've done this film because of the pay-per-view fights between two Power Rangers coming up on the 18th of September. In the UK, I don't know if it is available, but if you are a viewer from the US, it is available on pay-per-view. I think it's about $34.99. I did try and get in touch with the company, ask if I could do some promo, but they never got back to me. Same with the two actors who are getting involved in this fight. I did ask them to get involved, but I never heard back. I wish them both luck in their fight. I am looking forward to seeing this fight because I think it'll be quite an interesting fight. It's a shame that Jason Scott, the actors who play Jason Scott or Tom O'Reilly, are not going to be involved as well, but these two are MMA fighters. It should be an interesting fight. I look forward to that. And next week, we're going to do another remake film. We're going to do another Disney remake film. We're going to do another Disney live action remake film. Yeah, there's quite a lot of them, so that's quite a hard clue. Maybe there'll be some dogs involved. Find out next week. See you next Sunday, 6 o'clock. Take care. Bye-bye.